everyone, today I'm going to do a tutorial on how I draw eyes digitally, and I've done a tutorial on how to color eyes before, but it was traditional. But this time this is a whole tutorial on how to draw and color eyes digitally, and I'm going to show you two different ways on how I draw them. One is for more narrow eyes and the other is for more rounded eyes. So for the narrow eyes, I usually start with the base, which is usually just a straight line, like that for example, and then I draw a diagonal line like that, and the upper eyelid, I draw it kind of a little bit curvy, but not too curvy, like so for example. And to draw the insides of the eye, you can either draw lines like these, or just use the circle stencil, for example here I have here, and draw like that. And I just add the pupil normally, and an eyebrow, which is pretty easy to add. And to color the eyes, I usually start with creating a multiply layer, and I first color the whites of the eye, and then I color the base color I want the eye to be. For example, here I chose green, and I color the eyebrow with whatever color I want. And then I create another multiply layer, and I use a darker shade of the color I chose for the eye, and color the upper part of the eye with that color. And I usually choose a lighter color than the original color, and color here the kind of below the pupil with a circle. It's not really important to do that, but I think it gives it a better look, so I suggest you do that too. And I usually don't like to keep the white of the eye completely white, and I've seen a lot of artists do that who don't do that too. I just like to add a grayish color at the top, and then I like to add, but this is totally optional, I like to add a little bit of white here to give the eye a bit of a shine or anime effect. And that's how I draw narrow eyes usually. For the more rounded eyes, I also start off with a line, like that for example, and then I use the stencil tool, or if you don't have that, you can just draw a normal circle, and from the edge of the line I draw a curve like that, and kind of now I have the outline of the eye. And then again I can either draw the inside of the eye like that using lines, or I can use the stencil tool again, but I usually prefer to use the lines because it gives it a more natural effect in my opinion, but you can do whatever you want. And I then draw the pupil as normal. can also use the stencil tool to draw the pupil. Actually, this is one of the reasons why I chose to use Fire Alpaca instead of Paint Tool Sai. I used to use Paint Tool Sai more, but I found Fire Alpaca easier because of these things, mostly. And then to color the inside of the eye, I kind of use the same technique that I used for the narrow eye. So I use the multiply layer to color the inside, the whites of the eye with white, and the base of the eye color, like so, for example. And then on the second multiply layer, I add the grayish color on the top. Again, this is totally optional, you don't have to do that. And I add a darker shade of the base color on the top and a lighter shade kind of in a circle at the bottom. Like that. And I also like to add, as I did with the narrow eye, a little bit of white color to add a glimmer or shine to the eye. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video and at least found it helpful. I'm not really that much of a professional at art. I just like to do tutorials on things that I personally learn. But I hope you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!